My name is Gitau Thabanja. I'm the manager Nakuru City. Nakuru City, they have been the notion that is a sleeping city. But I will tell you that I appreciate the progress that we are making in becoming a 24-hour economy. One, if you come to Nakuru at night, there are areas where the city is operating 24 hours. Along the Kenyatta Avenue, at the Total, the junction between the Kenyatta Avenue and the Borogeshua, it is 24 hours. You go to Pipeline, 24 hours. You go to Koren, 24 hours. You go to Kanu Street, still 24 hours. There are so many already. The cafe, they are 24 hours. So, and these were not there some years back because historically Nakuru suffered insecurity menace that really affected the confidence of the people being safe in town. But we appreciate the progress that is happening. So no wonder we are saying, much as most of the people still have the notion that the city is insecure, it isn't. I've also been involved, and I really appreciate the national government through the DCC, the county commissioner, the security agency that we have in the city. They usually hold those meetings, and the reporting of those cases have been addressed. The OCSs at that level, they are really addressing the issues of insecurity. And no wonder you find that even most of the people, even at night, myself, even I come to city at night, and I can tell you that most of the part are very safe. It's only that we are also encouraging our people that to move away. There is that mental thinking that due to the experiences we had around 2022, that is still there, and that really killed the culture of the people feeling that they are safe at night in the city. But I can assure them that the city is very safe. The security agencies are available, and they've been also going round. Even you come at night, you find so many enforcement officers have been deployed to ensure that they move around the city, to even the neighborhood, to ensure that the city is secure. And for those who are doing those businesses, we have people cooking tea along the street at night, and they get customers because they cannot be opening their business today and tomorrow without customers. Tells you that there are people they serve. There are so many borders who work 24 hours. There are cabs, so many cabs that are within the city that work 24 hours. Even bicycles that are working at night. That tells you that still there are people who are operating and having businesses within the city. Still, we have Nakuru is strategically located in this country, where we find is a transit city, where even those people who come and alight on their maybe alight matatus from Nairobi and other places at night, they still get home safely because the city is safe. So we are encouraging our people, for those who intend to do businesses and also in the investors, Nakuru is safe. Can you come and do businesses there? Where you find that there are issues, we also appreciate the residents have been sharing with us, and that's the best way we can be able to make the city that we want, by that engagement from the residents and telling us that managers, this place is a bit insecure. Manager, if you do some lighting here, it's also going to help us to do, and we are continuously doing that so that we also make this city to be able to live according to its vision, which is to be a model city that enhances quality of life and fosters economic prosperity. I'm so happy that we are also getting the development of the infrastructure in the city. So when you talk about the doing of the Ogika Odinga, whether it's done by the Kura or whichever agency that is doing, is a positive infrastructure for us, because you feel of late we've been having a lot of jam within the city, and the only way out to address the issue of the jam is to increase the infrastructure, because the reason why there is jam is it tells us that the infrastructure we have are more constrained. They can't handle the number of the vehicles that we have within the city. So any expansion that is taking place in the city is a positive gesture toward decongesting the city. Issues people worried about, the panic about how the road is going to be done. As always, and as the Constitution has said, public participation and engagement is going to be done. Relocation must also be done to the places where people are also going to be affected in a very humane way, so that we don't also disrupt the people's livelihood. So I know even the agents that are doing that, and also as the city board and also as the city, will also, and as a county, will ensure that the residents who are also affected by the project that we are also doing, either done by us or other national agencies, they are also catered for, so that we can be able to welcome the infrastructure. And also appreciate the residents of Nakuru. We've done these projects even previously here in the city, and anytime you approach the people, and they really welcome the infrastructure, so long as there is an alternative way on how to handle them, which the governor has instructed. Even small project we are doing, you don't relocate those people you don't start those projects without giving an alternative place where they can continue their livelihood. So with that, we'll continue doing that. Even when that road is going to be done, I believe and I know that is going to be done. And then we should also welcome such an infrastructure, so that you get different exit from the city. You don't only rely with the highway, and that is on where you have the. So if the Ogiga Odika is dual, that tells us that it's going to be an alternative for us to get outside the city. And also, when you have such projects, we also have to know the topographical nature of our city. It is disadvantaged because on the upper side we have the Menengai forest, on the lower part we have the park and we have the lake. So bypasses for Nakuru, it becomes a challenge. So the little space we have, if at all we can optimally use it well, is going to help us to address the issues of the mobility within the city. We also as a city, we are currently doing the sustainable urban mobility plan that also going to also consider the future growth of the city in anticipation that as the population increases, how are we also going to handle the population that and the population that comes to the city. And also in the development, we are also ensuring that different nodes within the city are also self-sustaining, they are independent. And a good example is the one of the highly urbanizing area like Barnabas. You go there are bank there, there are supermarket there are government there are so many companies that are also opening there. That tells you somebody is going to work and live in Barnabas without coming to town. That's another way of reducing the jam, where you make the nodes within or surrounding the CBD to be self-sustaining, and also we are encouraging investors to come and also start their business there, so that we don't all of us have to congest in the city. And that reason why you find in the global south, most of the jam happen in the morning and the evening. Why? Everybody is coming to work in the city, in the evening they are going back home, and we appreciate that development. So I'm happy to report that yes, it is very unfortunate that we had those the pothole for that time, but also say that the players in the road infrastructure are several. We have the city, we also have that in the county, we also have Kenya Urban Roads Authority. We also have the Kenhub, because they are also those roads that passes through the city. But nevertheless, I would say that we are happy that through the concerted effort, and we appreciate Her Excellency the Governor for even, it is only just last week, she directed the manager, myself, to ensure that that is done. And we have been able to get some resources, and on Monday, March 16, we were able to site hand over the street, the city to a contractor who is going to go round and also repair the potholes. And also for the budget we are also having as a city, the city board, through the leadership of our chairman, Mr. Muli, we've been able to allocate, and we are also allocating going forward massive resources in our development vote head that is going to be addressing the issues of the pothole and sustainability, because it's all about the operation, that is the maintenance. So the board has made a resolution that we are also going to be having that maintenance going on continuously, so that by the time you get 2 potholes, the first one is addressed, then we are not going to be in the status where we are. And also we also request even our residents, because you realize that you go to some spaces, the pothole are attributed to the business that we do. The car washes draining water to the road continuously for some time. You find that that area, those sections, you find that they get dilapidated, and also the road gets worn out, and that has also been attributed. So we are also requesting our business to also support us. For those who are neighboring adjacent to the tarmac road, can we also avoid much of the misuse of the road, so that we can be able to also have a very smooth city that also improve our mobility and movement of the goods and services. And I believe that after this is done, there's going to be a total transformation of our city. And we are also considering more allocation as we go forward, where we can do the recarpeting of some of the road within the city, so that we do it once and for all. That is also going to help us. So the bandaging has been done, the repair is going to be done, and we are also alive as a city board that we are also going to continuously continue repairing. We are even, and the High Excellency has agreed, we have agreed, we also formed a unit within the city board that can be able to address those issues as they come. For example, if you remember during the time of Kanjo, we had a unit that would repair potholes, even the street lighting, so many things, they were done by a unit. And Her Excellency has really agreed to that idea, so that we also don't reach where we are. But also, I tell the residents of Nakuru that going forward, you'll see the changes that is going to be done. We are also residents of this Nakuru. We are also, in fact, we are also positively conflicted by even what we see in this city. So, and we are addressing that. And it's true that the number of the street children have really surged, and that tells you that the city is also growing, because you find that most of the cities we have the street families, but then there are some. We've done analysis of the reason why there is a surge in this number of the street children. One being attributed to the feeding program. They are really comfortable here in the city, and that has really seen the influx of these street children from the neighboring towns and urban areas, because they feel that when I'm in Nakuru, I'm going to get fed. I'm also going to be, to be catered for. But in essence, we've interacted with most of them. Some who are underage, and you hear that these are kids who come from some neighborhoods within the city, so they only come in the morning and they go in the evening. So they masquerade as the street children during the day, because at least in town you're able to get maybe 20 bob, 30 bob, 50 bob. Then there are also those who come from less fortunate families, and they feel that once they come to Nakuru city, they are also going to earn their livelihood. Others come from broken families, others come from their orphans. And some of them even want to go back to their homes, to go back to school. And they really feel, you really see that they really want to be reunited with their families. So what you are doing as a city, and unfortunately in few cases we find that they are also harassing some of the residents within the city. There is a video that was circulating where they were harassing a lady who was trying to park, and they were demanding some money, which is very unfortunate. And this is the reason why we feel that, due to the complaints we've gotten from the residents, they feel that the city is not safe. Even when guests come, for Nakurian, you come because you've been seeing them, you might find this okay. But then when we have guests who come to the city, they may feel, they may not feel comfortable in the city. And for us to address that is to do it in a very humane way. One is to also take the data of the street families, and street children that we have within the city. And then those who have homes, they are going to be reunited to their families, and they are also going to go back to school, because you see that there is a need for them to go back to school. And if at all there are challenges about the school fees, we're also going to take that data. We have the bursary that also assists in going to school. So where they need some assistance through that audit that is going to be done, they are also going to be, they're also going to be separated so that they are reunited, and also their education is also going to be catered for through the bursary, and also in their respective areas. We are also calling, it's a concerted effort. We also calling about even their local area MP, member of parliaments, and other agencies that are within their local areas that can really support them. So that is the status, and is some others are also going to be upskilled. They are also taken through some training, and they get some soft skills that can be used for their, to earn a livelihood. Because you find that when you say that is the street families, some of them have children, some of them they are big. They are wazes and mamas, and with them you can say that you are uniting them to the family to go to school. These are people now who are ripe for the job market. So there are also going to be those short courses that are also going to be offered. And then also as a city, as a county, we'll also give them opportunities when, for example, now we are having projects. The contractors are coming. So at least, if at all you've trained maybe you've trained somebody who is conversant with some plumbing work, you just propose them to be used. And they can be used manually by the contractors, where they earn some livelihood at the end of the day, at the end of the week, and that will change them from being the street families to people who can join a neighborhood, and they become part of the society of the city, of their respective neighborhood. And I believe that is the best that we can be able to do to reduce the street families, because an ideal city is not where you have the street families. It's where we don't have such street families, so that everybody can go into their businesses without fear of the people they are meeting in town. Now, I'm aware there is a meeting that was called with and the invitees were part of the people who also participate in this feeding program. What we are saying is we are stopping the feeding program. We appreciate the effort that are being done by the well-wishers in this process, in this endeavor. It is coming together with them, and we partner in addressing that issue holistically. Fine, if you genuinely feed these children, if we have if we have a home where we can take them as we reintegrate them to the society and also reunite them with their families, can we feed them from there? That's what we are saying. And we are not telling them that you don't feed them. No, it's only now in feeding, maybe you've been meeting them in the street. But in doing this, as we try now to reunite them and to make them to be better citizens like us and the rest. So we are saying, the program that you are continuing, that you are doing, can we do it at this place? So the meeting was about calling and giving them a new way on how we can continue supporting them. And I believe that the reason why they do it is because they've seen them, they suffer in town. So if they don't suffer, of the moment I hear, I've seen some posts, I think they are being fed, but also they have also been called upon to join us. It's not only the county, it is also the national government, that we are working concertedly so that we can be able to address that menace that we have in the city. So someone would say that you are called and told, can you stop feeding? No, it is now fine. As you're doing this program, this is how we shared with them on the intention to also make the city safe, because it's an outcry of the residents. In fact, we didn't say that the county has just woken up and decided, fine. We are also observing with the leadership position, we can see that it's not going well. But then in our effort to do that, we also need to bring all the key stakeholders in doing this so that we can jointly work toward a better city where every person is also involved. So we had an issue with the delay in the procurement process. Now it is already done. In fact, we are in the process. In fact, we have awarded the suppliers who are also going to come and also supply and install the street lighting within the city. Is massive. So you'll find that being done. And you find that the street light, they are consumable. It happens, today it is working, tomorrow it's not even. It also happened in our homestead, where one bulb is working, tomorrow isn't. So it's a replacement period that was delayed a little bit, but now I'm happy that we've already awarded. So in a few, you'll find that we are going to replace those street lighting. And also I also appreciate the other day we had a meeting where the chair of the KPLC was there, and we also made a request that they also allow us in some of these dark pockets where we have their poles. Can we be allowed to host some of this solar powered light? And I'm happy that they are open for that discussion, and that will also help us to also buy quickly the solar lights, and we also light most of the pockets that are dark within the city. So, and that is ongoing. So I will assure the citizens and the residents of Nakuru City that in a few you'll find that all those pockets, not only the one that had light and they are no longer working, even new areas that were never lit before, we are also going to erect some of these lighting so that we can also have more businesses happening at night. We can also make the city secure. When you lit a space, you find that somebody feels secure because they can see their surrounding. Yeah.
Another disturbing issues.
Yeah, we are. Most of the projects that we are doing even currently in this financial year is the drainages and clogging, and that has happened. You look at Shabab, we've done that. We go to Rwanda, that is ongoing. We are also doing even in other part of the Menengai. We've just did it last week, but one. And these are some of the efforts that we put in place to caution our people from the flooding that have been very torrential in this city, have been happening. And I also appreciate the residents who have also contributed voluntarily. They've been helping us to unclog the drainages within our neighborhood. And also I also call upon our residents, because you realize for a drainage to clog, it's not that the government comes and throw the waste into the drainages. It is our residents. It is our culture. So we are also calling upon our residents to ensure that even in your neighborhood, don't just take waste and throw into the drainage, because what will happen is going to be washed away maybe at your doorstep, but the other person who is also doing the same upstream still add on your doorstep, and your place is going to flood. So let's also have a concerted effort where we are calling upon our people to also help us. And also, as a city, we are also looking forward on how we are also going to have sensitization on how the residents within their neighborhood can also assist in doing maybe monthly or weekly cleanup of the drainages. Because if that is done, if every resident and if every neighborhood, we have those cleanup exercises monthly, you'll find even if it rains, even by the end of the year, having done maybe monthly 12 times, you find that you never get the way the drains have been clogged. So we continue doing that. And we also appreciate, just the other day when we had the massive raining that took place in this country, Nakuru, for the first time in Nakuru, we never had that outcry. Though there are some pockets where we experienced, but as it used to happen in the yesteryears, we never had that one. And this one is attributed to the effort that we are putting in place through the leadership of Our Excellency the Governor, to ensuring that not only Nakuru City, even Naivasha, Gilgil, Molo, and other urban areas, there are those efforts that are also going. And I believe if we continuously if we continuously do that, we'll have a very safe city that anticipate and it's become resilient to some of those challenges like the flooding. Yeah.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you.